Come closer. Oh, just a little bit closer. I want to welcome you to Wednesday Night Whispers and to tell you about my next guest. Her name is Natasha Salter. She's gone from teacher to realtor. And I cannot whisper any longer. Please welcome my next guest, the fabulous Miss Natasha Salter.
Hello,
How you doing,
hello.
Miss Salter?
I am good.
Listen, I am Natasha Scurry, your hostess for Wednesday Night Whispers. I'm here with this young lady I've known for many years now. It's been a good few years, but when
Yeah.
I knew her, she was a teacher, a science teacher. So,
Yes.
Miss Salter, give us a little background history. Who is Natasha Salter?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I am, well, as I say in my bio, like I am military brat, wife, mom. I still call myself an educator,
Yeah, okay.
realtor, fitness nut,
Yes,
all
I
all of
see
these
you.
things.
Okay.
Just in all wrapped up into one crazy fun package, I think people would say.
That's right. I like that. I like that. I like fun. I like having fun. I don't like a boring person.
I try not to be boring. That's not really my MO. But
And you're
yeah,
right, because I see you. I follow you on Facebook. I see you exercising in the morning, and I wish I could join you. But as soon as this back gets better, I will be joining all my fitness nuts out there. Okay. All
yeah,
right. So,
I do enjoy
Miss
that.
Salter, how many years did you teach?
I want to say it was 9. I was just trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, I think it was my ninth year. I was going to my ninth year
Okay.
when I actually ended up leaving education.
Okay. Now you started out in Florida,
Right.
and you now live in Georgia. How did you get from Florida to Georgia?
Well, my husband, he's in consulting, and so for many years he was traveling. Actually, he'd be gone Monday, leave Monday morning, fly Monday morning, and then come back Thursday night. And so then it just sort of came to a time where he just kept coming to Atlanta.
Okay.
Before that, he would be all over, but he just kept
Okay.
coming to Atlanta for like, I would say for at least a good 2 or 3 years. And
Okay.
he just kept getting projects. And then it was at that point in his career where they were like, well, hey, honestly, if you were in Atlanta,
Hmm.
that really would help with, your next promotion and everything like that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was one of those things where our oldest was graduating high school. Our
Okay.
second was he was going into 10th grade, and then our
Okay.
youngest, she was going to be going into middle school. So it was
Okay.
like, if we're going to make a transition, now is the
Now.
time to make a transition. And so we sort of like,
Okay.
he threw the idea out there to me, like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of all the traveling. I'm
Yeah.
tired of missing everything. And
Yeah.
in my heart, I was like, oh, that's real bad for you. But this is where I live. Like, that was that was my first thought, because honestly, because I was a military child, and I said he was actually in the military when we first were together. Um, when we bought our house in Florida, I was like, this is the house where I'm gonna be forever. Like this, I was painting
Okay.
walls. I mean, it
Yeah.
was the first time I really had embraced a building as
Okay.
a home.
Okay.
And not
Okay.
just where my family is home. It was like this is the building. This is where I'm going to be. So it was a
Mm-hmm.
little bit hard, but he had made all kinds of sacrifices. So I was like, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
asked the kids. We actually went to church. We prayed about it, and it was one of
Okay.
those moments where you think something, and then at church that day, I probably like every other word was like move. Like the preacher was like, and you got to move. You got to make a move. And I was like, oh
Is
you
he
talking
talking
to
to me?
me? And so, so we actually did. We ended up making that move for his job, and made our home here. And we stay in Atlanta, but really we in the northeast suburbs.
Okay. Okay.
You know
Okay.
everybody lives in Atlanta. No one lives in Atlanta.
Okay. I know. My relatives live in Stone Mountain, but they tell everybody they live in Atlanta. Okay.
Everybody lives in Atlanta. We all an hour. We all an hour from city center.
Okay, and then everybody lives in Atlanta. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. Now, so okay, I see the journey. Husband was traveling back and forth. Kids who are on board. So let's do it. Now, is your oldest son? Is he in college in Atlanta somewhere?
No, he's so we actually ended up which was the hard part, because he had actually got accepted into Jacksonville University. So we left him in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
um so he ended up, because he was playing football there, so he actually ended up transferring
Okay.
back to USF. So he's a Floridian. He
Okay.
has
Okay.
been here because that's
Okay.
baby. But
Okay.
he still considers Tampa home. He's my
Yeah.
parents' house is his home. If you ask
Okay. Okay.
but
No, no problem with that.
right, but my middle one, he goes about off the state here, so he's
Okay.
down the road a little bit.
Okay. All right. Valdosta State. Yay. I know Valdosta State.
Right, he got as close, because he's still a Floridian at heart, so he got as close to
Yeah.
Florida as he could with
It was
in-state
like,
tuition.
uh-huh. I get it. So now, teaching for 9 years, you can't just get rid of that. What did you or didn't you like about teaching that says, I need to migrate to real estate?
What I loved about teaching, really, well, number one, the kids. I mean,
Hmm.
again, it was one of those things where I was like, no, I don't want to teach middle school. Like I thought I was going to be a high school teacher. You go to
Okay.
school, and you have to go to all the different levels, do like internship stuff,
Yep.
you serve. So I was like, oh no, I'm definitely not middle school. No, they're crazy. I'm be a high school teacher. But God had different plans for you. I actually
Hmm.
was a substitute teacher at a middle school, and
Okay.
then and honestly, like my first principal, she'll tell you, she was trying to get me to take that job. I was like, no, I don't want this job. Like, y'all need to hire somebody. I'm not going to teach this class. This is not what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
But something about those middle schoolers, as crazy as they are, they
Yeah.
pull on your
Yeah.
heart, fall in love with
Yep.
them.
Yep.
So that I the kids, number one, to
Okay.
and then and honestly, I enjoyed being able to take things that teaching science, taking things that people always like, oh, science, that's hard, I don't understand it, I don't like science.
Hmm.
Take something and finding
That's
ways
me.
to make it where they understand it, make it even fun
Okay.
sometimes, interesting. Like
Okay.
that I would do, like getting in front. And plus, I mean, you see, I'm a talker, so just having that full audience, I do like that part.
Now, so there had to be something that says, I'm not teaching anymore. I'm going to find another career. What was that thing that said to you, I'm not teaching anymore?
Um, Honestly, and I tell everybody, I love teaching. I do not like our education system.
Okay.
It sort of There's just so much to it sometimes, that like decisions that, I mean, I don't make decisions. I don't understand the reason behind everything, but it was like decisions
Mhm.
sometimes that get made, and I'm like, well, this is not the best interest of the children. Like, who decided
Mhm.
that? Like, what? But why?
Mhm.
And just so many things. So it just felt like always like a battle. And so I
Yeah.
knew that I was not going to do it forever. I said that I was
Mhm.
going to do it. I was going to finish out to my daughter graduate. She left 8th grade because I was teaching
Okay.
at the school she was at, and
Okay.
so that was it. That was the plan. But then it ended up being, when the pandemic came down.
Yeah.
Um, the way things were being handled, decisions that were being made, I did not agree with them. And so at that
Mhm.
point, she was in 7th grade, so it was like around her middle of her 7th grade year. And at that point, I didn't agree with the way things were being handled. And fortunately, I was we were in a position where my husband, and he was supportive of me, to being like, hey,
Right. Mhm.
if this not it, you can walk away. And
And not everybody
I
has
did.
that support, so you better wrap your arms around them and say thank you.
Yes, no, yes, like, he definitely knows he is appreciated.
Yes.
And I love him. I
Yeah.
definitely was fortunate to be able to do that. Like I said, because I thought that I had another year in me, but I did not. It just didn't
So
work.
for you, to be honest, what I'm hearing, it was the pandemic
Yes, like I said, I
that
was
that
going to
accelerated your thought process.
right. So
Okay.
I thought it was supposed to be, and I was supposed to get him another year because I did know that
Right.
it was not going to be forever. It,
Right. Okay.
I had just got, I was tired,
Okay. And I'm glad you're being honest about it because, not everybody can be honest. They keep pushing themselves. I'm in education. I'm gonna stick it out. I have to go to the 30 years. I have 4 more to consider it 30 after this one. But, you know, what in you that says real estate? I mean, because you could have gone into accounting, you could have gone into anything. What spoke to you that said, you know what? It's not education, it's real estate.
Well, I've always had an interest in real estate. I'm an HGTV person, and I always wanted to buy and flip properties. Do the
Okay,
renovations. We've owned several homes. We had rental properties, so it's something I've always been
okay.
interested in. Um,
Hmm.
and then when I was at that point where I'd given the school district my notice, I was like, I was on leave, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going back. So I was just talking to people around, like, okay, what can I do? What do you think I'm
Right.
good at? Well, and
Yeah.
taking online tests, trying to figure things out because I did not know. I was like, okay, I have to do something, but what can
Okay.
um, and and I was looking for something where I'd be able to have control over my own destiny, which was something I didn't necessarily feel
Um,
in education. You know what I mean? It's like
okay.
how my raise, how I was evaluated, was always determined upon a classroom of students who, well, what are they going to do on the test? Not whether or not I got up and taught them for 180 days, but what are they going to do on this test? And so
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, I want a career where my success or failure is really
Mm-hmm.
rests on my shoulders. Whatever I'm
Okay.
going to be, it's going to be because whatever I did or didn't do. And
Okay.
and the more I looked into it, and I have one of my neighbors, she's in real estate, and I was talking to, she was
Okay.
like, "You'd be really good at this." And I was like, "What?"
Oh.
And she's like, "No, you really would." And then I started looking at it, and honestly, real estate is a lot like education because you're teaching people about, hey, what I mean, the market changes, okay, the whole process of buying or selling a home. It's a lot of still educating.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It
And I
just
figured that.
out.
I honestly figured that. I figured that you still had to be an educator to be a realtor. And so you got the idea. I'm going to go into real estate. Now tell me, did you go prep for it? How did you prep for it? How did you find the courses? What was your process to actually become a realtor? There's people out there who don't know what to do, especially in Georgia. I'm sure that it's different between Florida and Georgia. So talk about your experience and take, making that next step.
Mhm. Well, so yes, my friend who's a realtor, she actually told me, what she had done, and
Okay.
basically it's you have to take a 75-hour course in Georgia, it's 75-hour course. They have online courses where you do self-paced, which is what I ended up
Okay.
doing. Or you
Okay.
can do a classroom, and you go to a place and an instructor will teach you. That really just
Okay.
depends on your learning style. So for
Okay.
me, um, I could do a self-paced course. I go through
Yeah.
lessons, take the quiz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you finish your 75 hours, then you have to pass the school's course, the school's their test, their end of course test.
Okay.
Once you pass that, then you are now eligible to take the state board test. And then
Okay.
once you pass that, then you're a licensed real estate agent. And
Okay.
you got to find a broker that to work with, somewhere to hang your license, and then
Okay.
get out there and find some
So
people.
you So now your neighbor who told you that you were good at this, might be good at this, did you go work with her? Did you go start somewhere else?
I actually did. We're in the same office. I'm not on her team. Actually, I
Okay.
as an age like as a real estate agent, we're all independent contractors. So
Okay.
I was working for myself. So we were at the same office, but
Mhm.
I was a team of one.
Okay.
And
All right.
that's how I started out. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I thought that that was going to be good because I mean, because truthfully, when you're like, if you're part of a team, because she was on a team, so um, if you're part of a team, then that means you splitting that money, like whatever you make. Hey,
Okay.
we're in this together, which I mean is pros and cons to that because you have help with
Okay.
everything. Um,
Right, right, right.
and I mean, it's more business, and so there is definitely good sides to that. But in my mind, I was like, well, no, I can do this. It's just me. I'm gonna do it. Um,
Okay.
and I did that for about 6 months and then realized, girl, you need help. So I,
Okay. We're teaching us
I
right now. So
actually,
you're still educating. You're educating those who are watching who want to know about real estate. Okay, go
it was, I mean, and I mean, there are definitely a lot of people, they get in as a solo agent and they do well. That was not my story. I was out there floundering
ahead.
for months. And I was like,
Okay.
okay, well, this is not going the way I thought it was going to go. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I had some business. I had like some renters I had helped out and stuff like that, that I had, gotten from people. But then I ended up actually had opportunity to join another team. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me just jump on this team. And honestly,
Okay.
that's where I am now. And it's great. Like I do love
It's
it.
been much better.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It was the correct
So
move for me.
I enjoy that because everybody thinks that just like being a used car salesman or a new car salesman, just being a salesman, period. People think that it's just easy to walk out there and just start selling. You got to learn the tricks of the trade before
Right.
you can do anything. And some people are lucky like that and gifted, but some people, I'm glad you said there was a failure there because people think that you just walk out and you can do this.
Right. And that's what I thought too. I was like, oh no, because I was going to back to the experiences. Like I said, we bought several properties, so I was
Right.
thinking
Right.
about us as clients
Yeah.
and hey, we
Mhm.
looked online for a little bit, we saw stuff
Okay.
that we liked, we found our
Right. Right.
realtor, had them show us a couple
Right.
properties, and then we put in an offer. And so that's
Okay.
what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I found out quickly that that is not one, everyone is not me. I was my husband and I, we were super simple client. Like
Yes.
we knew what we want.
Okay.
We
Here
were
it
already
comes.
approved. We had the good
Here's it
credit.
comes.
So it was just like, oh, so we were your ideal client. Um,
Okay.
I was not getting a lot of what you say
Ideal
ideal
client.
client. I mean, which I mean, and it was different scenarios, whether or not, I mean, maybe like they didn't have the financing together yet, or
Yeah.
maybe they wanted this much house, but then they did have to
Can
find
afford this
financing to
much.
get this much house.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I came in at the time of the real estate market has been just upside down
Excellent.
since I started. Um,
Oh,
it's been, I mean, no, not upside down. I mean, just like upside down, like all the rules that they taught us in school and the way things
okay.
are supposed to go, and the way you talk to experienced agents. They're like, okay, well,
That's
normally,
not happening. Yeah.
right, normally you'd have like a 10-day due diligence period, but no, you don't write an offer for 10-day due diligence. You're not going to get accepted. Like the way the market is now, houses are moving like this. Like you need to be,
Okay.
I mean, it was just like the time that I came in was just such an unprecedented time. The real estate market
Okay.
it was just no market that anyone had ever seen. Interest
Okay.
rates were down to 2%. And
Mm.
so everyone wanted a house. There wasn't enough
Mhm.
houses. It was like
Wow.
lines outside of all the houses that were open. It was just like crazy. So yeah, there definitely was a lot of learning that happened.
Okay. That's good to know, though. That is really good to know. So I don't want to get personal, but I'm going to get personal.
Okay.
So you've been doing this now for maybe 2 years, year and a half.
Yep, about a year and a half. I started in January, like after I got like January of 2021. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's been a while.
So have you sold? How many houses have you sold altogether?
I have done one one sold by myself. Um,
Okay.
then I assisted on some, and then I've had two rental properties that I got people into.
Okay.
Um,
And so, okay, go ahead.
no, so with that, like, 'cause again, I mean, it was like for like the first. For like the first 7 or 8 months, no, for 6 months, I was by myself, and then I got a team, and then I had one client. I mean, the person actually it did end up getting into a home. I was looking with her for like 4 months and writing 40 something offers. I think we were up to. I stopped counting at 48 offers that we put in before she actually got accepted. We got her in and closed and everything. Um, so yeah, it's been a crazy time. Um, so solo deals, like I said, I've done like three by myself, and then I've assisted with my team lead. I
Okay.
assisted her on some.
Okay. Okay. Guys, you hear this. So how does the internet and social media play a part of you selling houses?
It's a big part actually, and that actually is one thing that that I found that there's so many different areas in real estate. Um,
Okay.
so I've actually recently in the last 4 months actually moved away from doing like the selling so much myself. I do still work with buyers. I said I have just but I have less buyers now that I'm out showing. We're just, still looking, but I've actually moved into more of the media and marketing part for my team.
Oh,
Where I'm the one like I run our TikTok, I do like our newsletter, our blog, our Instagram, Facebook, everything, all of our marketing, sending out
okay.
stuff like to our clients, planning events. I'm sort of like taking on that part, and stepped back a little bit from the going out with the clients
Selling.
and being
Okay.
running up and down the streets, everything. I mean, like I said, I do still do that, but I just basically like I have like one or two clients at a time that I'm out doing that, and so I have more time in the office doing the rest of ours, like our social media and things.
So with that being said, do you, with the marketing part, do you have to go in and prep houses and get them ready to show? Is that part of your deal?
Yes, if I when we have a listing, yes, that is part of what we would do. Go in and like make sure
Okay.
that like stage your house typically with the person's stuff, or put away stuff we don't want other people to see and
Okay.
make it look all
Okay.
nice and set it up for the photographer to come in and get the great pictures because you have to sell it first online. You got people they're gonna
Okay.
look online first.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
gotta make sure that you sell it to them online so they even want to go out to see a house.
Look at the house. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Now, I had when in buying a couple of houses I've purchased in the past, I've heard someone say you need to make it smell like homey, so you put out fresh cookies and or something that smells real homey. Is that true?
We do that. Like we have an open house something. Yeah, we do try to have well right now because it's been COVID, so you really can't have food out. But
Okay, okay.
we'll have like a fresh a little candle, like a little apple scented candle or a little
Okay.
sugar
See,
candle, and
y'all
then we'll have
listening? Y'all
some little
listening?
packaged up goodies on the side.
Okay.
But, but you used to want to, yes, have it so
Okay.
it feels all nice and fresh and feels like a home you want to live in.
Okay. So, what has been your favorite part? I know you backed away a little bit from the selling part, but what was your favorite part once you got into real estate? What was your favorite part about it?
Honestly, I really do like just going through like all the houses and looking at the houses and comparing them and honestly, I like meeting people. So
Okay.
talk like I said, I have a client and talking with them and like really just getting to know them. Um, Everybody has like a different story, and that part really does. I like people, so meeting.
Yeah, you're not shy on words. I'm excited about that because I knew how nervous you were, and so this conversation that we're having is just really good. I'm not having to do any work. You're doing most of the work for me, so I'm so pleased. Thank you, Miss Salter.
I do tend to use up all
You.
the words.
That's okay. Hey, you're still selling, guys. She can sell your house if you're in the Atlanta area and you need somebody. Please look up Miss Salter. And when we're done, I will link her number and everything for you guys. If she doesn't want to go out with you, she can hand you off to one of her clients. I mean, one of her partners, and it still works for everybody. Everybody still
Yes,
eats, right?
yes.
Yeah. So now. I know you sold one or two houses, but what do you think helped you sell those houses? What make you a good real estate agent?
I would say honestly, like that I am honest.
Okay.
Like before we even get in our cars and go look at houses, we're gonna have a conversation. Okay, what means the most to you? Why are you making
Hmm.
this move? What
Okay.
is really the most important thing? And I keep that in mind. And as
Okay.
we go to houses, because I mean honestly, as a buyer, especially I work with like the last people, they've been like their first time buyers, so they're excited. And they
Yes.
go in and they see the pretty this and oh, this is, oh, look at this bathroom. Okay, again, that's a nice bathroom. Okay, but then you said you need somewhere to park your car. Like there's no garage here. Oh, I know, but the
Okay.
bathroom. But I know, but remember,
Okay.
but you need a garage for your car, right? And also you need a little workshop space too, right? I know, but
Okay.
the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, focus. So I think that the fact that I do take time to really get to know my clients, know what's important to them, and
Okay.
I try to honestly be keep that in their mind, and also when they go in the house, because while they're looking at all the pretty, I'm looking at the things that they don't see, like, well, where's this drainage
Okay.
going? Well, what's happening over there? Like,
Okay.
and
Okay.
just and being honest with them about some
Okay.
things I said that they may not know. I try to make sure that I am as educated as possible on every situation, whether it's what
Okay.
are the current rates, hey, is this now a good time, or hey, you need to go ahead and lock in a rate now because
Okay.
it's anticipated that this change. It just
It's a lot. It's like a moving target.
it, it really is, but I try to stay up and be as educated as possible on whatever on the changing market, and like that's what I spend a lot of like my social media stuff will be on is what's happening in the market, like what are the prices looking, are they going up, they going down, is
But
inventory
where
up.
do you get your information from? Is there like this log that you log into this bank that tells you all this information, or do you just have to go out and find this information yourself? Is it just ready for you because you already an agent, or do you have to go and just, you know what, let me research in this area. Let me research it. How do you find your information? Because see, I'm the novice. I don't know, and I know there's plenty other people who don't know, and I don't know if I'm asking the right question, but how do you know and keep up? Where do you get your information from that tells you that the market is changing?
Well, there's a lot of different places, so it's both. So there are some things that are just as an agent, I have access to like
Okay.
different listing services, so I can go in there
Okay.
and look at the trends as to what the inventory numbers in certain neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that stuff as an agent, I do have access to. Now, other stuff, I mean, I listen to different people in banking. I watch
Okay.
news about stuff like that and listen to other people in real estate and then try to see, okay, it's, I mean, and honestly, it's just like any other news. People are going to be saying different things. You're going to get different opinions. And so it really is trying to look at the numbers, which, okay, that's hard facts. So you look at the numbers
Mhm.
and also see how that matches up with what people are saying and
Oh, and you
what
still
the feds are
educating.
doing and all that stuff.
You are still educating. You're still an educator, just in a different field.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
Oh
very,
man,
very similar fields.
you're making my head spin right now.
Sometimes I make my head spin because sometimes I'll be honest. When I was making that transition, I was like,
Okay.
I'm too old to learn something new. I was like, this is a lot I have to know.
Do you find it interesting though? Do you really find it interesting?
Yes, yes, I do.
And do you think this was a good move for you?
I really do. Honestly, like the way that I get up now and like am excited about what I'm doing, um, it's it's a different service type because again, I do still there are times I definitely do miss teaching. Um, but again, I miss that interaction with kids. Um,
Okay.
more so than actual teaching. But this was a good move. I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm still
Okay.
learning so much.
Okay.
Like I said, there's different areas. I'm really now really deciding that I'm going to get into more into the investment. I'm currently looking for a project to flip.
Oh,
because that was my original passion, was like the fitness
okay.
focus. Watching and seeing when I'm going to get that opportunity, and make sure I get all that lined up with a crew of contractors and all the stuff you got to do for that.
Okay.
There's just so much that you can do with
It's
real
opened
estate.
more doors for you because now you have background knowledge and now you know what the average
Right,
price current rate for a contractor, whereas you didn't know that before. So
right,
now that you have the backside information, you're ready to move forward. I
yeah,
like it.
yes.
I like it a lot. So we're gonna have to talk off record here.
But
Now,
just so
so
you know, I actually
okay,
am. I'm actually licensed in Florida too. I did that at the beginning.
okay,
At the beginning of this year, I went and I got my license in for Florida. So I'm dual license, which is something a lot of states do. They'll have, just like with teaching, you do like the reciprocity. So
okay,
whereas since I already have my Georgia license, I didn't have to take the national part of the test. I only had to study and take the Florida specific part of the test
okay.
in order to get my to get licensed in Florida.
We will be talking. Okay, we will be talking. Now, so for anybody else who says, you know what, and guys, listen, don't anybody tell my superintendent that I'm trying to take teachers. I'm not. Okay. But if somebody else says, you know what, I'm thinking about doing this real estate, what is your advice to them? Tell me.
Um, be realistic. It is not as easy as HGTV makes it seem. That's one. Um,
Okay.
but also like you just have to, I think like the biggest thing I say that was like a little struggle for me is just be willing to put yourself out there, because
Okay.
a lot of time, in teaching, especially when you're working with like older kids, we spend a lot of our time trying to hide, like, no, I'm not on social media, you trying to duck and dodge because you don't want your kids to find you.
You're
So
right.
but then to become a realtor, I'm in sales, so everyone has to know that I'm in sales. Everyone has to know that I'm available to help them with anything real estate needed. So
Okay.
you have to put yourself out there in a way that is complete opposite of what I was doing
In
as
teaching,
a
you're
teacher.
right.
So that's one thing as I
Okay.
basically suggest, but knowing that, you can be successful, and also just also knowing that I said, there's just so many areas in real estate. So you can start out thinking, well, I want to be an agent. But then I said, then find yourself doing like me, right? I'm really getting into like the marketing side of it, or
Okay.
doing like
Okay.
or being like more of like investment, where I mean at that point, so it's almost like I'm my own client now, because I'm looking for property
Right.
for me, right along with looking for my clients, just understanding that, look into all the parts of real estate, talk to somebody who's
Okay.
already in real estate, and
Okay.
really just to figure out like what is the most interesting to you. Because there's just so much you could do in real estate.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, guys. Final question. Are you happy that you made this switch?
Yes. Yes, I am.
So what was the moment that you knew this was the right thing for you?
Oh, I don't know if it was one moment. Um, let me think. I think probably when I did my first closing, because
Mhm.
that client, that really ended up being, like I said, it was like she was like my first buy. So I work with rentals, but she was like my first buying client. She had been looking for 2 years. A couple of agents. I was like her fourth agent. People
Oh,
had
wow.
because I mean they stopped working with her because it's like she had a tough situation. Um, it was like I said, the budget was smaller. Well, like, when I say small, I mean over $200,000, which that's a lot of money, but in Atlanta,
Right.
it's not. In Atlanta, has
Okay.
so she had people who were like like I said, they stopped working. So yeah, by the time that
Um,
she got to me, like she was sort of like she was like sort of like defeated, and I was like, no, no, we're not gonna quit. Like we're gonna find you a house. And I mean, when I tell you, we saw a lot of houses, and
Yes.
we wrote a lot of offers. But that day at closing
Okay.
day, I was there with her and her mom, who had been along on the journey the whole time too. Um, I was like, no, this is it. I said, look on her face. And then even as she went and once she actually moved in, she invited me to her housewarming party. And when I was there and I just like saw like all the things she had done and how she had like took it and like made the home her own, I was like, oh no, this like that feeling. It
That
was
was the
like
feeling.
that same feeling, when you get when your kids all of a sudden get it, like when you look in their eyes and they get it, it gives like that same sort of feeling. So I think that was that moment.
Oh, wow. Listen, I I had to pull teeth to get you to come on here because you were thinking you were going to be nervous, and I don't see that. And I can see why you would be a good realtor because of your personality. And it seems like you have it down pat. It's a passion because I'm a HGTV girl as well. But I'm chicken. Everybody think that I have this outgoing personality. I'm really chicken. You hear me? To try something new. That's why I've been in education for the 26 years, to start in year 26. I'm chicken of starting something new. But I can tell you, real estate has piqued my interest.
Mhm.
It really has piqued my interest, and I signed up for the prep course. I'm working through that. I'm getting ready to take the exam, but
Okay.
I don't feel as confident as I do with education because I've been doing it for 26 years.
Right, I was like, because it's new. That's you're not
Yes.
gonna feel as confident.
Yes. And so I debate, am I ready to take the test? Then I pull back. Am I ready to take the test? Am I pull back? And that's not my personality. My personality, I'm a Leo. You're supposed to just go at it. If you fail the first time, you're going to come back, you're going to try it again. But this has really shook me. And so I'm going to keep trying and keep forcing myself to study till I think I'm ready. And I'm just going to jump in there and I'll let you know how I did. Okay.
Yes, and honestly, if there's anything that I can help you with, I mean, honestly,
Okay.
I'm an open book. And
Yeah.
clearly, I'm gonna be talking about real estate all like I can do it all night.
Well, listen, guys, I don't know how shy she is, but I can't see it tonight. I am so glad you came on and talked to people because there's some people out there who are pulling their teeth and going back and forth trying to decide what is their next move. Maybe this is it and you've helped them out. So whatever happens from this point on, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for coming on here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Guys,
I'm glad I did this.
yes,
It's
ma'am.
fun.
Yes. And you have just got me thinking about so many different avenues that it's not just selling houses. And
Right.
I'm like you, I meet no strangers. I can talk to anybody. I can talk to a little baby that's 2 months old, all the way up to somebody that's 101. That's just me. But is this talking good enough to sell a house? I don't know. I'm going to try it though. I'm going to try it.
That's yes.
I'm gonna try it. So, guys, here we have it. We're done with this segment of Wednesday Night Whispers with my fabulous. I'm so excited that she came on, Miss Natasha Salter, who went from teacher to real estate teacher because she still has to teach people. Okay. So thank you for joining. If you're with me, please go to I'm not Facebook, YouTube, and subscribe to the Domesticated Diva. I'm Latasha Scurry. Thank you for coming back talking about your exercise journey next. Okay.
Oh goodness. Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining me. Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right.